We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica. Seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, you know what, the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we always say that, whenever we're starting a video, always look at your LCD, whether on your phone or your TV or your computer. So right now you're looking at a man, the one at the top left, yeah man, his alias street name is Wormy, yeah man, he's the architect and the main culprit in the killing of the 8 people at Cherry Lane shoot in Clarendon. And the Jamaican for Justice, which is a part of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, came out and said that he has rights too. Yes, the murderer. So he was killed over the weekend by the police in a shootout. And yeah, we want to give technology, yeah man, thumbs up. That's why we tell you, police don't need informers anymore. Technology will do it because, they're not leaving their phones. So Tesha Miller, yeah man, and receiving the news in prison, I cried. Yeah man, a baby cried like a baby when he heard that the police sent Wormy to the departure lounge. When we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we celebrate and we say, yeah man, great job by the cops to send him right there. So we're gonna let you hear the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Christopher Ricketts, giving you a rundown of what happened, and and we'll delve deep into the matter. But as we tell you before, you're at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We not only give you context, but everything that we have done, we tried very best to educate the audience, inspire you to aspire to be the best of yourself. And we want people to think. We don't want people to be like organic robots, and just take things at face value. Think critically. Because people who can think critically, you can't be fooled and be controlled. As you know what the PMP criminal organization have been doing, normalizing things that should not be in any decent society. You should not be normalizing criminality. So you're looking at the man now, below Wormy, yeah man, that man name is Courtney Samuels, aka Stammer Terror. Yeah, Terror, those of you who know the connotation when they come on to Terror have nothing nice to do with anything. And you know what Terror does? Terrorize people. So that is this man named Stammer Terror. And he proudly wear it. So he's the real leader of the Clansman gang. Tesha Miller and all those guys are figured. He's the brains behind the gang. That man they see in the glasses. That's the man who have business, construction business, club, and all of these things. So you have to understand, so even the criminals, they take over the construction business. You understand? So that's why you have many contractors being killed in Jamaica because criminals infiltrate this industry. Also. So moving on. So we're very, very happy to know that, to reveal that the police had sent this man to the departure lounge. Yeah, and we have to give you some context so we have reached here. So in the 1990s, under the leadership of the People's National Party, which we refer to as the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, Jamaica witnessed the rise of the most brutal and notorious gang in its history, the Clansman gang, based in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. This gang, born out of the toxic mixture of political influence and criminal ambition, has been a scourge on the Jamaican people, terrorizing communities with impunity for decades. The gang's growth and continued dominance can be traced back to the political climate that existed at the time, where criminal organizations were given the room to thrive under the PNP governance, contributing to a legacy of violence that has deeply scarred the nation to this day. The Clansman gang quickly grew into a powerful criminal entity, gaining notoriety for their ruthlessness, extortion, and deadly attacks on anyone who stood in their way. While the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization government stood by and allowed them to operate with impunity. Even at one point in time, yes, the government and the Prime Minister, the first black man and the most evilous PJ Patterson, gave this gang leader, the most wanted man in Jamaica, a $400 million government contract. And you want to tell me that Jamaica is not the criminal's paradise? Or on God's earth, a man who is wanted by the government, and the government give that same man a $400 million contract. May that make sense to me? Because I think all of us are dummies. So the Clansman gang, their bloody reign over Spanish Town and beyond left thousands of Jamaicans living in fear as their violent activities extend far beyond the borders of St. Catherine. So recently, one of the gang's most feared member, a hitman whose criminal career spanned more than 2 decades, was finally brought down in a police shootout. Thanks to the advancement in technology, the police were able to track and engage his killer, putting an end to his reign of terror. This marks a significant victory for law enforcement in their ongoing war against organized crime in Jamaica. So although this man was killed by the police, criminals see him as a admiral and as a don, as a hero. Yet as shocking as his death is, the response from within the Clansman gang was even more startling. Tesha Miller, the notorious leader of the Clansman gang, currently serving time in prison, reportedly broke down uncontrollably. Tears upon learning the death of his top enforcer. Miller, whose leadership has orchestrated countless murders and terroristic acts across Jamaica, expressed outrage and grief that one of his loyal soldiers had been killed by the police. It is both ironic and astonished that these cold-blooded killers have shown no remorse for the lives they have taken, could display such emotion when one of his own meet a violent end. So these guys don't believe in killing people, but them don't believe that their day will come, or they must be killed. They believe that they must operate with impunity. You understand what I'm saying? So, and hearing the news when he was in prison, while in prison, boy, the man cry like a baby, like him lose him lollipop, uncontrollably. And boy, oh man, for dead back and police, the mistake by the police, that's why he's in prison, because he should have been at the departure lounge a long, long, long time ago. But as we says, it's both political party in Jamaica why this man is still alive, because he was being protected by police officers like Renita Adams and Harry Daly. I can tell you that. That's a fact. I was a detective. So now to see this man, him could display emotion. I didn't know that these people have feelings too, because how evil they are, and they both how they are killers and them heartless. So one must ask, How is it possible that these heartless criminals who have terrorized communities, brutally murder innocent people, and destroy families without a second thought, now expect sympathy when the tables turn? No, really. Because number one, Tesha Miller, Blackman, and all the other murderers, them and killers and gang members in Jamaica. At the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we don't serve sympathy coffee, sympathy tea, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We give you the real. We love send you. We love when time you guys got the departure lunch. And then you get one cheer with Neagle on it for go to your destination. Not even ride there get comfortable. We don't serve sympathy over here. We are not Jamaican for Justice, which is a part of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Talking about Wormy had rights too. You understand when the Prime Minister had spoken up. But it's time for us to take back Jamaica from these people, and we will take it back. We're not going to allow them to continue to destroy the country. How can they cry out against the same violence they have unleashed on others? Make that make sense to me? It defies logics that these ruthless individuals can so easily take lives, but balk at the idea of their own mortality. So them feel like, say, boy, them all live forever. Yes. So this contradiction speaks volumes about the twisted mindset that drive these gang members. They see themselves as untouchables, as if the law does not apply to them. They can inflict an unimaginable pain on others. Yet, when the time comes for justice to be served, they cry foul, as if their own lives are worth more than the many they have taken. It is this hypocrisy that underscores the very nature of organized crime in Jamaica. A world where violence and death are a tool of power, but only when wielded by criminals themselves. So the death of this Clansman hitman is a reminder that justice, while often delayed, can still be delivered. It is a victory for the people of Jamaica, who have lived in the shadow of fear and violence for too long. But it is also a stark reminder of the deep-rooted corruption and political mismanagement that allow these gangs to rise in the first place. The PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization's role in enabling the Clansman gang, whether through negligence or direct involvement, cannot be ignored. So if you don't want back another Clansman gang, as we tell you, if we bring back the PMP criminal organization to power in your government, because they never say a murderer, them never love. Them not hang murderers, them never have, they've done everything to make sure that they are protected. They are the same one that asks 8 to 12 years of murderers on parole, while your loved one lie in the cemetery. And then you people still support these people. That will show you that you people are vile and wicked. As Jamaicans continue to grapple with the legacy of violence that has plagued the country for decades, the fall of these gangsters often offer a glimmer of hope. The police, bolstered by technology and a renewed commitment to rooting out organized crime, are slowly dismantling the criminal empires that have held the nation hostage. Yet, for every gang member state now, there are others waiting to take their place, a testament to how deeply entrenched these criminal networks are. The emotional reaction of Tesha Miller and his fellow gang members should serve as a wake-up call, not for sympathy. No sympathy for these people. Sympathy, coffee, tea, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or soda. Harsh, bitters, straight to the departure lounge. And that's justice. So the tears of criminals do not wash away the blood on their hands. The Jamaican people deserve peace, and the only way to achieve that is to continue dismantling the gangs that have terrorized the nation for so long. These criminals cannot be allowed to dictate the term of their own downfall. They have taken enough lives, and it's time for them to face the full weight of justice, no matter how loudly they protest. Yes, man, send them straight to the departure lounge. There's no other place that these people deserve. So, well, let's hear from the acting assistant commissioner of police. Yeah. You know, So you watch, you listen, and you decide.
Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 5. The death of Kenrick Campbell, also known as Wormy, marks a significant breakthrough in our ongoing efforts to dismantle organized crime and bring to justice those who threaten the safety of our communities. Campbell had been a high priority target for his alleged involvement in the brutal Cherry Tree Lane killings, a crime that claimed the lives of 8 innocent people, including a child. His connections to some of the most dangerous criminal networks, including his association with the notorious Clansman gang, have made him a major figure in the criminal landscape of St. Catherine and surrounding parishes. Campbell's death during a confrontation with the police is the result of relentless and strategic operations aimed at capturing dangerous individuals who continue to disrupt the peace. While this development underscores our commitment to public safety, it also highlights the broader ongoing challenge we face in dismantling gangs and bringing their members to justice. We are aware that Campbell was not acting alone, and we are actively pursuing his accomplices.
So we want to thank the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Christopher Phillips, for his giving us a background about police operation in this sending this murderer to the departure lounge. And as we tell you, we celebrate what the police have done. As we said over here now, we don't know to give you context, but we give you a background on the genesis of where things come from and why we are here. As we tell you, this channel is an entertainment channel. At times we'll give you that, but it's really about educating, edifying our people, inspiring you, aspire you to be a better person. I want Jamaican people to think. So as you listen to the police officer, you hear the Clansman gang, is 30 years old or more. Because when I was a police officer in Jamaica, that's when the gang started to rear its ugly head. But you have to understand, criminals cannot survive without the help of police officers. And one of the most controversial and celebrated police officer by the PNP criminal organization supporters and their likes is Renita Adams. And they will tell you Renita, but yet what most people fail to tell you that even the media personalities, you have to understand the media in Jamaica is Jamaicans people biggest enemies, and they are supporters of criminality. Is that the Clansman gang, the rise of the Clansman gang was honor Renita Adams when he was the person in charge of Spanish Town and Harry Bongos daily. So if these men are crime fighters, explain to dummies how Jamaica get one of the most murderous gangs in Jamaica under their reign. Make that make sense to me. Because they feel like, because they know that most of the PNP criminal organization supporters and activists, they can't think. They don't even realize that this gang, the birth, nurture, and this monster was under the PNP criminal organization government under the leadership of Renita Adams and Harry Bongos in Spanish Town. So make that make sense to me. Because everybody, that's why we tell you, the goldfishes them gone already, because they never come to tune in just to get feel good moment. So I'll give you some context. How we reach this point in Jamaica. The late Michael Manley, well remembered by many as a progressive leader who championed social reforms, has also left a controversial legacy that some argue contribute to the importation of criminality into Jamaica. And I would put it even further, terrorism. Now, when you send 2,500 young men to Cuba to train in the use of in guerrilla warfare, fighting, use and carry of firearm, and making and detonation of bombs, that terrorism, because these people weren't coming back to fight any enemy. They were coming to unleash terrorism on the same Jamaican people. So this man could not be a good man. His tenure as Prime Minister from the 1970s through the 1990s coincided with a period of profound social, political, and economic turmoil in the country, much of which was exacerbated by his policies and alliances with questionable individuals and ideology like Boroboy and Fedamap. two notorious murderers being protected by the PMP criminal organization under Michael Manley's leadership. When I could have Bexon on the bus, I stop speak the truth. Yes, both men are from my community of Jonestown. That is where the birth of criminality and and killers and celebrated as heroes when they are not heroes, they are leeches and the worst amongst us. So the ramification of these actions still echo in the streets of Jamaica today, with violence and organized crime tearing through communities. Anywhere you live in Jamaica, if crime not affecting you, that means that you're very fortunate, because it has become like a virus with no cure. The only cure we can cure it with is 63 people who are in parliament. They are the one that can cure this, but you have to understand that they and their friends are the ones who are involved in criminality in Jamaica. They are the one that benefiting from crime. Most people don't understand and know that. Nobody feel like the little man when I fire a gun. Yes, they are a part of it, but the real problem is the 63 people. Manley's flirtation with socialism and his open embrace of leftist ideologies during his leadership led to a climate of unrest. His connections with international political movements were not limited to diplomacy. They also seemed to nurture an environment in which criminality could thrive under the guise of revolutionary change. He imported not just socialist ideas, but also a structure that allows certain criminal organizations to grow unchecked, contributing to the cycle of violence and chaos that claim the lives of many innocent people. This corruption was enabled by weakening the justice system, making it harder for victims and their family to find closure or justice. The case of the Clansman gang, led by the late James Hines, Donovan Bulby Bennett, and the others, is a haunting example of how criminality took root under these conditions. Hines and his gang left a trail of death and destruction, including infamous beheading of two women in Tregear Park, St. Catherine. Wormy was one I killed them. I cut off one of the woman's daughter's head. Cut them off. Call them, say them are informer. These were not isolated incidents, but a part of a larger systemic problem where the boundaries between politics, crime, and justice were often blurred. Manley policies and his administration, tolerance of corruption, allow such gangs to gain influence, and the judicial system did little to stop them, resulting in countless innocent lives being lost. And then PJ Patterson, him just continue the legacy. So the man mentioned here, Kendrick Campbell, also known as Wormy, who was involved in the massacre at Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon, is another byproduct of this legacy. His criminal activities reflect a broader issue of organized crime that has festered within Jamaica for decades. Campbell, like many others before him, terrorized communities, and it is only after his death during a police confrontation that some sense of justice has been restored. Because, makes sense, when these guys go to prison, them go prison and them live big, and you see them upon runway, man, I got dance in a prison. I don't know how a man enjoy being like that. Because when you're in prison, you live like a pig, you shit, piss, eat, sleep, and do everything in the same place. So I don't know how a man, you have to be a person who have no ambition for fighting to go to these places, either there or the departure long. But even this significant breakthrough by the Jamaica Constabulary Force does little to undo the damage caused by decades of criminal entrenchment. The failure of the Jamaican justice system to adequately deal with such criminals only adds salt to the wounds of the victims and their families. For too long, individuals like Manley have been celebrated for their political legacies, while the darker aspect of their role, such as the importation and encouragement of criminality, go undressed. This enduring cycle of crime, corruption, and death cannot be ignored or glossed over simply because time has passed. Can't do that. So now that the people like Campbell and even historical figures like Manley have passed, it's essential to recognize the need for real reform. The departure lunch metaphor highlight the finality of this individual reign of terror, but the scars they leave behind remain. As Jamaicans reflect on these events, the opportunity arises to celebrate not just the end of criminal figures, but also the potential for new beginning, where the rule of law is restored and the justice system finally work for the victims, not the perpetrators. It is critical for this moment is used to galvanize national conversation on the need to dismantle organized crime in all its forms. The importation of criminality by political figures, the glorification of criminals in popular culture, the music, the community, and the weak justice system must be all addressed. If Jamaican is to break free from the cycle of violence that has gripped it for far too long, the killings, the heartbreak, and the trauma will persist unless a concerted effort is made to confront the undismantled systems that enable such chaos. Let's remember these victims and ensure their sufferings lead to meaningful change. So whether or not you want to believe it, crime, them feel like a crime have no victim, them kill people. So it's, and them loved ones suck it up. Only fittest are fittest survive, but their lives, the criminal, their lives matter, but not the victims. And when they are killed, it's murder. But when them kill people, it's justifiable. That makes sense to me. So this is a twisted mindset that the PMP criminal organization have implanted in the people's their mind. And even in my community where I was born and raised, people kill each other like, squitting. And informer, you don't report things to the police, you deal with yourself. And that's all. And one of the main reasons why the murder rate is so high in Jamaica is because the justice system has been failing the people for decades, since 1989 until now. What kind of see, as we said before, both political party, one of them is just a little bit better than the other. Reason why we say that is because I want to, based on what we have seen and observed, and we are reported to you. Unlike others, we don't wait for things happen for tell you. So as Jamaicans, if we truly want to move forward as a nation, the first and most critical step we must take is to eradicate the celebration, reverence, and glorification of criminals from our minds and culture. That's the first thing. Crime is not something that happens in isolation, nor is it an abstract concept. Every criminal act is a violation against another human being, an infringement upon their rights, and an assault on the very fabric of our society. When someone commits a crime, they aren't simply breaking the law. They are tearing apart the lives of others and violating the fundamental human rights. So if we genuinely value our own human rights, we must also respect the rights of others. Criminals want to violate other people's rights, but their rights must be maintained. That make sense to me. That's why we believe, say, boy, even Stephen, you kill, you must be killed. Straight, you kill, you send people to the departure line. When the police come, send you there too. Why when you kill, your killing is justifiable, but when the police kill you, it's murder. According to you and your carousing and corobunkers, criminal-minded people. The jig is over now, man. The time has come for us to stop elevating criminals to a pedestal. If we genuinely value human rights, we must also respect the rights of others. Stop celebrating criminals and elevating them, whether through music, media, or community reverence. This glorification of lawlessness has only served to normalize violence and perpetuate a destruction cycle that holds us back as a people. It is time to denounce these individuals and distance ourselves from those who would harm others for their own selfish gain. Instead of lauding criminals, we should honor those who stood up for what is right, informers and witnesses to crimes, are not traitors or enemies of the community. They are brave individuals who are fulfilling their civic duties to maintain peace and protect their fellow citizens. These people are the true heroes amongst us. Their courage in the face of danger is what keeps our society intact, and their willingness to speak out against wrongdoing is the backbone of justice. I will tell you, goldfish them gone a long time because them don't want to learn. But we still a fight still. To stretch them mind, me exercise them mind so them can do some marathon. Or even them just like the sprint, the 15-second sprint like the goldfish. So instead of lauding criminals, yeah man, we should honoring those who stood up for what's right. Informer and witness of crime, as we tell you, these people are the real heroes of the communities. So on the other hand, criminals, those who destroy lives, spread fear, and perpetrate violence are the worst amongst us. They are not good people. They are not supposed to be celebrated. They're supposed to be shunned. They do not deserve our respect or admiration. It's time to change our mindset as a nation, to start treating each other with love and respect, and to create a society where justice, peace, and accountability are the foundation of our culture. The sooner we begin rejecting the toxic glorification of criminals, the sooner we can build a safer, stronger, and more united Jamaica. Let us start this change today for the future and the country and for the generations to come. For Jamaica to truly progress and heal, we must consciously and collectively reject the glorification of criminals and the toxic culture that normalize their actions. Crime is a violation of human rights. And when we respect our own rights, we must equally respect the rights of others. You go big up a man say, I'm a bad man or violate. That's not a bad man. He's a madman that if you respect your rights, you're human, you're gonna respect another person. So if you violate somebody's human rights, why you are come back? Boy, you never did have no gun. No, we're not business. Straight to the departure lounge. You kill people, yeah, when even Stevens. We have to treat, we have to deal with criminals based on the time. The time to act is now. We must honor those who stand up for justice, such as informers and witnesses who are the real heroes working to keep peace in our communities. By distancing ourselves from criminals and fostering a culture of love, respect, and accountability, we can create a brighter, more peaceful future for Jamaica. The change begins with us, and it begins today. Yeah, man, and Tesha Miller, we hope we make you cry more. We love when time Uno as murderers. Yeah, man, Uno cry. Yeah, man, when a friend get straight to the departure alone. You understand? And we love how the police deal with Wormy. Have yourself a beautiful day. I will say over here, we're going to serve sympathy coffee, sympathy tea, soda, water, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Real bitters, straight to the departure alone. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel, out.